What's up YouTube, this is Ben from RadTech. Today we're on video number 7 of our PC building series, and today we're talking about cooling your PC. PCs get quite warm when they're working hard. CPUs can reach over 100 degrees Celsius when they're under high loads. So that's why it's important to keep your PC cool. Some CPUs come with their own air coolers. The AMD 2700 that I have came with this little cooler. It has a copper plate on the bottom, a big heat sink, and then a fan on top to dissipate all the heat. You'll notice that it comes with 2 wires. One wire is to plug the fan into the fan control on the motherboard. The other wire is a special wire, and that controls the RGB ring around the circle. This plugs into one of the RGB headers on the motherboard as well. One of the benefits of having an air cool over water cool in your PC is that you never have to worry about leaks. If you have an all-in-one cooler like this, it's not too common for the water to leak out of it. But the risk is still there, as it does have water. With an air cooler, you never have to worry about water, it just turns on and blows. Air coolers also have another benefit. When your CPU is under load for an extended amount of time, for example, if you're rendering a 3D animation, that's a lot of work for your CPU over a long amount of time. That amount of heat from your CPU over that amount of time will eventually heat up the water in your cooler, thus making it not as effective to cool it down. With an air cooler, you don't have to worry about that. It'll help it stay more or less at a consistent temperature. Water coolers, however, can typically get the CPU a little bit cooler than an air cooler, because of the amount of surface area that the radiator can have. All-in-one coolers, like the one you see here, come in various sizes to support 1, 2, 3, or sometimes even 4 fans on the front. The way this works is by having a little pump in this little block. This pump pumps water through all the tubes, where the tubes get in contact with this copper plate here. The pump pushes the water up through these tubes into the radiator, where the fans here will blow through the radiator, cooling down the pipes. The cooler pipes will then bring the water back through the loop and start the loop again. This takes the heat off of the CPU and blows it away. The radiator in this case works similar to the way that a radiator works in a car. You'll see that this cooler though has a few more extra wires. The same way this one has a fan wire and an RGB wire, the center block on this cooler also has those same wires. But each fan also has a fan wire and an RGB wire itself. And then finally we have our fans. The more fans you have in your PC, the cooler it'll get. But with more fans comes more noise. The bigger the fan, the slower it has to turn, so the less noise it makes. Smaller fans have to turn faster, therefore making it louder. But some cases only support certain sizes of fans. It's quite common for cases to come with fans. Some good areas to have your fans is at least one on top, one on the back, and then one or a few on the front. If you have an all-in-one cooler like this, you can put this on the front or the top or on the bottom, and this will help some of the airflow through the PC. A good rule of thumb is to keep the airflow going front to back, bottom to top. If you're going to be installing fans, but you don't know which way they spin, they'll often have arrows printed in on the side of the box. This will tell you where the airflow is going, so I can tell the arrow on this one is going this way, so when I turn on this fan, the air is going to blow this way. Your power source also will usually have a fan in it as well. I'll be talking about the power source in a video coming up, so be sure to subscribe and click the bell to make sure you don't miss that video. The power source itself, or the PSU, has a fan on the bottom which will pull air up and then it'll push air through the back. This keeps itself cool and it doesn't interfere with the rest of the components in your PC. If you remember my recent GPU video, you'll remember these big fans on this one. These GPUs produce a lot of heat themselves. That's why they come with all these fans. Since GPUs are oriented this way, the fans will suck air up and then push the air out through the sides and through the back of your PC. Underneath all these fans are heat pipes and heat sinks that cool down all the components on the GPU. Pulling the cool air up from the bottom of the PC into these fans will help the heat dissipate from all the components itself. When picking out your cooler, it's best to remember back to when you were thinking about your case. You'll want to make sure that whatever cooler you get will fit within the width of the case. With air coolers, they can be quite tall from the CPU, so that's one thing to look at. Another thing to be aware of is the size of the radiator itself. When I bought this cooler, I made a mistake of getting a cooler with the radiator that was too wide for the case that I had at the time. So instead, I went with this Gamer Storm cooler. That's it for today. Thanks for watching. Make sure you like this video, follow me on Instagram, and comment down below whether you have air cooler or water cooler and why. Thanks for watching. Peace.